Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2559. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over to Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. You can really use it. Right. So, yeah, weather today is again kind of beautiful, sunny. It's a bit hazed up though. Not as clean blue sky as it was yesterday, so it's a bit hazy. But yeah, still sun coming through that. And it is decently warm. It's, yeah, little less warm than yesterday, but I mean, it's still kind of warm. Enjoying being outside, I can tell. Right, I think they might be spraying some stuff though. But that haze, I don't know if that's all natural, and I have seen trails yesterday too, so yeah, I don't know. Don't know exactly what that is. Right. It is Thursday, the 26th of February 2026. Temperature 16 degrees Celsius, 67% humidity, 21 kilometers an hour wind, and 10% precipitation. And oh, now the forecast for next week is a lot of sunny days, so yeah, this is nice. Unexpected sunny March. Huh. At least the beginning of it. Yeah, looking forward to that. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I'm okay. I've got some weird issues though. I think it's partially the dinner that I've been making, which is very spicy, but also the temperature change. It's like some bowel issues. It's been a little bit irritating and painful, but I mean it's nothing really out of the ordinary. It's just very tends to happen more often during like spring-like weather transition. I'll get over it. I just have to like be careful with things like sugar right now, because body's gonna have a different response to it than when it was much colder. And it does feel like the fungi are released. So it's like Canada's gonna probably use whatever sugar intake I do right now, so I have to be careful with it. Maybe starve it out a bit. Right. But not entirely. I mean, I'm still gonna put sugar in my coffee though. But yeah, I'm drinking less coffee, which is good. Right, yeah, I was watching. I completely skipped all over it. But, oops. I'm clicking. Clumsy oaf. I was watching Mind Unveiled, and apparently I missed out on a whole bunch of videos. It's really hilarious because it was Quantum of Consciousness that reminds me of it. But yeah, there's been like 4 videos since I last watched related to Epstein. So yeah, Mind Unveiled has done some deep research into it. I was watching the last upload. Last upload, right? Uploading consciousness. And it's a bit unnerving. As in, I don't know, man. It could be that they've already succeeded doing this sort of thing. There might literally be bodies out there that contain transferred consciousnesses. And to me, it kind of sounds ridiculous. But I mean, it is pretty extremely well funded and very technically advanced research, and yeah, pretty freaky. But yeah, I'm gonna be digging through some of these Mind Unveiled videos. But I basically just started watching that last night, but then went to bed because it's too late, and watched more of it today before the show. And I mean, it just gets me really puzzled mostly. It's all a bit much. Like, in the literal sense, it's a bit much to bear, all of it. That he would be doing all of that, all those things, and somehow kept track of it. Like, that part is like puzzling to me. But I mean, maybe that's because I'm not all that talented at doing that sort of thing, keeping track of a lot of things at the same time. It's never been my talent, so but yeah, they were working on that for a long time, and a lot of people were involved, man, and like all these elites. A lot of elite figures were getting involved with that, including like Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, not surprising though with that guy, that he would be interested in that sort of thing, uploading your consciousness. And I wonder if Elon got involved. I mean, he is also very much into that sort of thing, so, right. So yeah, I'm a bit just letting that all sink in. Oh man, I'm thinking now about yeah, bumping into this article about some journalist who's basically going into Russian territory and in adjacent war zones, and like a lot of people there are, well, suffering over this prolonged war situation. And basically, like, fear of frickin' drones that just suddenly flying through your window, blowing things up. Because that does happen not too rarely. And then I'm thinking, like, me yesterday bringing up, like, oh, temperature's higher, and oh, frickin' mosquitoes. Like, I'm worried about mosquitoes coming through my door and biting me. They're worried about drones suddenly flying through your window and blowing up the whole place. I mean, freaky. Makes me feel like I'm just, again, having luxury problems. And I mean, it's just mosquitoes. I just really hope that this freaking war between Ukraine and Russia will be able to end soon. It really must. Like, because all those people there, they just need a break from this crap, man. They just need to be able to move on. I really feel for them. It's terrible. Right, and you could say, like, yeah, Russia is holding strong and all that, and they are. But I mean, the people there are still suffering. And that sucks. Freaks. I really do. Especially the ones that harp on about nitrogen. Like, I don't watch any, like, Dutch television or anything. Like, God, it would just make me, like, throw up immediately if I saw that. It's become so bad. Like, the propagandists on there are so terrible. But I mean, they're just getting more shameless about it. Because apparently they're not even, like, pretending it's anything other than just... Yeah. Farmers are the problem of the nitrogen issue, and so they just, like... all their livestock just needs to be cut down. Like, they're just saying it now. It's so disgusting. I mean, these people and their crazy-ass environmentalist narrative that's all based on bullshit are literally attacking the nation, our nation, by attacking the farmers. They really are, and it seems to be exclusively the goal. If they got their way, there's literally nothing that is going to be achieved by that, except detriments, except less food availability. There's nothing that can be accomplished by doing it. It's insane. It needs to be stopped. And it's getting called out. A lot of people are fatigued of it. They don't really believe it. I mean, there's still plenty of people out there, even that I bump into, like going to stores and all that are like afraid of climate change. The general sense. Like, oh my god, the weather's getting worse. Like, they have this fear. And I mean... yeah, I mean, weather can be freaky. I get it. But I mean, I don't know anybody that's like really like, yeah, nitrogen, man, we really need to stop those farmers. I don't know any, I've never met any person that thought that. Never. Just fear of the weather, right? Which is really like the main fueling source for the whole climate change hysteria, is just fear of weather events. And that it's gonna get worse. And we angered the weather gods with our breathing and our burning of fossil fuels, which are, yeah, it's not fossils, of course, but that it's all just fear of like weather god reprisal. It's really that. It's stupid. It's superstition. It is probably originally like a pagan trick. Or in olden times they would do that too. Make people afraid of weather. And then like telling them what to do to appease the weather gods. I mean, it's really not all that different. When you think about it, it really isn't. It's just that. Just because you don't have a deity that you're addressing literally doesn't mean that that's not what's happening. Just because you don't name it doesn't mean it's not the same pattern. Anyway. Interesting. Consciousness after death. Study. More studies. And I mean, I kind of heard of that. How the consciousness, like how death is not just a switch off, but like a process, a building down process. I've heard that a lot through like spiritual sources, people that are researching into that sort of thing, and through Buddhism. I think I'm having trouble pinpointing the origins, but I mean, I've heard of that before, and like, yeah. And the medical system should definitely adapt to that. Of course they don't, because they're all about making more money. And of course, one way to make a lot of money is organ transplants. And that entire process has already gone under the loop and endured some severe criticism, which it deserves, because it's getting abused a lot. People that aren't actually dead effectively are getting harvested. I mean, horror events, but it has happened. Because otherwise it would be like almost impossible to actually successfully transplant any organ from an actual deceased person. Like, technically you can't even do that. That's the crazy thing about it. It only really works when the subject's still alive that you're going to use the transplant from. So it's all just, yeah. The medical system is, dude, it's buckling. It's gonna, I predicted it. It was in trouble for quite some time, decades. But then the whole COVID project, it was really like the nails in the coffin. They like tried to conquer the world in a way, but but only because it was gonna lose its grip. And it is losing it. Like, it's losing its relevance. Like the medical industry in that sense. It's just losing a lot of its actual relevance and effectivity. Because it's supposedly more high-tech, but it's also way more expensive, and it's just unnecessary, a lot of it. There's so many simpler ways, less intrusive ways to fix medical conditions just by understanding it better, how it all actually works, by updating models and looking at it more holistically. But yeah, then you don't make freaking profit out of it. And so it is really the medical industry as a profit model it's gonna have to end, basically. Or have to end. It will probably end. It will just die down because it's becoming completely superfluous and just costly. Climate change not real? Yeah, that's right. Hello, Tori Puuroku, first in the Rumble chat. Right, I mean, the climate in the realm changes around, but it's not, you can't prove that it is because of what humans do, really. With some things you can, but when it comes to just producing certain types of gases or compounds, yeah, you don't. It's not really changing. And it's definitely not like altering the way the overall weather patterns work. Like, there's just no freaking evidence for this whatsoever, and especially since the primary thing, the climate change model primary core is surrounding CO2 and methane, but I mean most notably CO2, which is of course a gas that will be produced, especially in industry. It's like the one thing you can't really get out of a lot of things. And they just claim that building it up changes the way the weather works, and it's just nonsense. And like, humans all together, with all our industry, we can't even produce enough to match the natural amount of CO2 output that just a single volcano eruption does. And there's lots of them. So it's like insignificant. What mankind can produce gas-wise is literally insignificant compared to what nature itself does. So it's just insane to worry about what we do in that sense, when we're already outdone by nature no matter what we do. Yeah, but this strong or that, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it happens. It has nothing to do with what we do, Tori Puru. You can't prove a link between the gases we produce and the weather and what it does. It's not there. The evidence is not there. There's been times where a lot more CO2 was produced, and it's a time with less, and it would still be hot, and it's pointless. Yeah, you can say, oh wow, the weather's really changed around in the last 50 years. Like, oh yeah, sure. It has anything to do with our industry? No, absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. Right? I mean, I'm not saying that environmentalism is completely pointless. It's very good to make sure that your soil doesn't get poisoned by chemicals that are unnatural. right? Your water stays clean, all that stuff. It's good to keep things clean, but to worry about gases like CO2, which are naturally occurring, it doesn't make any difference at all. And the weather types, the way the weather is going to be changing. There's a period where it's gonna get rougher weather, and then there's periods where it's gonna be extremely calm. And it literally will not relate to what humans do industrially. It will not relate to that at all. It never will. Yeah? Stop imagining that what you do like directly changes the weather. It doesn't. Volcano only millions? No, that's not true, Toripur. It's just not true. It's not that. No, volcanoes produce a lot more. And there's a lot of volcanoes in the world. Right? And there's oceanic volcanoes. There's volcanoes at the ocean bottom where there's like gas coming out of that non-stop. Do you think HARP changed weather? Yeah. Acutely. Locally. It can literally change things around the way they roll out. Yeah. I mean, it's just pumping giant amounts of energy in there. It's gonna change things. Right? But it doesn't change the overall naturally occurring weather patterns as they roll out. It just modifies whatever is happening at the moment. Right? It could be, you could amplify a storm, or you could kill it off. That kind of thing. No, Turipur, I've been very specific. Like, even what people do with HARP cannot be proven to change the overall naturally occurring rollout of the weather. Naturally occurring. What happens by itself. Yeah? That part, we're not changing that. Again, yeah, HARP, even trails, right? Geoengineering, it can alter whatever weather is happening in the moment. But you can't like do certain things, whatever, and then change what the weather's gonna be in a few days. Or, well, maybe you could even do that, but not like the overall direction it's taking. Like, if we keep doing this, the weather will get more and more and more aggressive over time. Like, I don't think so. That would just require like constant pumping of energy into the air on a vast scale, would be very noticeable. Like, comparatively to like firing up the Hadron Collider just 24/7 for like years. Like that, yeah, that might eventually then really alter like the weather patterns. Just a very rough example. Yeah, but gases we produce with our industry does not change the way the weather works. Is that clear? Guess we're gonna talk about this. Not clear. I don't know why then, Toripuru. I mean, how can this not be clear? I've been very clear. Yeah, the way the weather, like where it's going, how strong storms are going to be this year, there's nothing we can do to change that by how much gases we emit of any kind. Yeah, emitting gases or not emitting them is not going to change the way the weather rolls out in the future at all. I don't know how to say this more clearly. Yeah, you can only modify the weather when it happens, nudge it basically, but we're not going to then alter the default rollout of the weather as it happens naturally. Yeah, what it does on the long run when you turn it off again. It's not gonna be altered. You can only alter whatever's happening in the moment. Yeah, but by doing that, you're not changing the way the weather's gonna roll out in the future. Yeah, and that's the fear, right? Like, oh, everything is going crazy, the weather's becoming more extreme. Like, yeah, and what we do, all of it, has absolutely no relation to that. What's gonna happen is gonna happen the way it's gonna happen no matter what you do. You see? But whenever there is a weather event ongoing, as in right now, yeah, you can turn on machines, you can spray stuff, and that'll change the results slightly in that moment. It's not then going to change the way the weather's gonna roll out in the next month. Or years. It's gonna carry on following the patterns that it does, irrespective of weather modification. That is my point. Tedious. Disappointed, but whatever. Dude, it's so meticulously programmed in everything. People are programmed through mainstream media and series and everything with climate hysteria and just thinking it in this specific way. And I'm telling you, it doesn't work like that. Have I ever been to a volcano? Not an active one. Sounds pretty cool. I mean, I've seen plenty of videos of that. Up close videos, drones flying over an active volcano, all that sort of thing. It's really cool. But no, I've not physically visited a volcano, no. There's none around here. I'd have to travel quite some distance to do that. Like Italy or something. But I mean, yeah, in Japan there's volcanoes all over the place. And I mean, there's a lot of advantages. Volcano does bring very fertile soil. It's great. Also a fantastic source of minerals. its overall soil and for growing crops in general. Like, great. Right, and I mean, there's this thing about the whole freaking CO2 scare. It is so evil and Marxist, in my opinion, because, I mean, CO2 is freaking good. If, like, logically, just on the short run, logically, you have more CO2, all the plants will thrive. They will thrive. The only way a plant is not gonna thrive is if they're gonna be directly, like, physically connecting to, like, a place where it's, like, super overkill amounts of CO2. Where it's just pure CO2 basically being pumped into the air, and, like, yeah, then it can burn. It's gonna not be beneficial for life. But when there's just more CO2 trace gas in the air, plants frickin' thrive. And I mean, it's a well-known tactic. You have a greenhouse. You make sure you either walk around in it daily so that you literally breathe out CO2 in there, or you, like, have a CO2 pump to pump in a little bit extra CO2, rationed in a certain amount, not too much, and it'll literally make the plants grow much bigger and stronger. It's a proven fact. So, it would be better. More CO2 better. This is the whole asinine thing about the whole climate change CO2 scare. It's evil. It's really freaking evil that they did that. That they programmed everybody with this asinine lie. Right. Anyway. See, more CO2 not good for humans. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, a little bit more wouldn't matter all that much. But yeah, I mean, it is a trace gas and it should be in small percentages in the air, not like half of, like, what the air is comprised of should not be CO2. Then everything's gonna choke. Every breathing animal is not gonna fare very well in those kinds of conditions. But a little bit more is really not a bad thing. Right? And in the past, with energy industry like coal power plants, for example, the CO2 was never the problem. The problem was that in the burning of the coal, there would be other chemicals that would also be released that basically were like hydrofluorosilicic acid type really toxic, deadly compounds that would then go up in the air, fall down on the soil and poison everything. That was the problem. That problem has been fixed. It's called scrubbers. They scrub it out of the exhaust with the power plant, and then only water vapor and CO2 is released. Well, guess what? Those power plants that have that functional and running, they're always surrounded by frickin' forests. Right? Even when it wasn't like that, they become surrounded by thriving forests because everything just grows into the CO2. It's like, yeah, they want to grow there because there's the extra CO2. It's like nature thrives around clean coal power plants. How does scrubber work? Well, roughly what it does is basically spray continual water through the emissions, and then all the chemicals, basically smoke and all that dwindles up. It gets caught in the water, and then the water basically comes down, and that way, yeah, all the toxic chemicals are caught out of the smoke. So that's roughly how scrubbers work. It's just you have an exhaust with smoke, you spray water through it, the water catches all the particles out of it, all the toxic particles, and they're like, yeah, caught by the water and then like filtered out. And then you have like all the junk chemicals separated and not blown in the air, falling down. So that's roughly how that works. And I mean, they've got really good systems with that. That stuff has been developed for like 100 years. So right, power plants creating toxic waste for the direct environment is really an industrial age era problem. It's not a modern problem. It really isn't. Hope everybody's having a great day. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you do. I see the trolls are moved in, doing their bullshit. They're probably a bunch of climate change fags. On top of everything, because I mean, if you're that kind of a piece of shit, then why wouldn't you? Right? Because all these nonsense subjects just give you an excuse to attack people. Right? And then you can sort of feel delusionally justified for doing it even. And that's the whole thing about Marxist lies. They're all lies. They're all an assault on humanity, but you're trapped in a reversed world. And then you think by going after people for that, you're doing the right thing, when you're doing exactly the opposite. So you can, in your delusion, feel good about what you're doing when you're literally doing nothing but causing more damage and burdening people. You remember it all very quick. You make it up. No, I don't make it up. Yeah, I don't have like entire presentations at the ready, Toripu Roku, but I mean, I've been an environmentalist, basically, an environmental enthusiast, like most of my life. So I learned all these things very early. Yeah, I learn it because it's relevant, it's important. Because it is contextually important to break through the illusions, the programmed illusions. Because those illusions of climate change, they get mass marketing. They get integrated into programming. So you're going to be facing that crap everywhere, and if you don't have a realistic insight on how these things actually work, the real things, not just the stupid ass story they give you, but the reality, If you don't understand that thoroughly, you're gonna give in to their bullshit because you don't have the oversight. It's the ignorance that makes you fall for their nonsense narrative. So you have to understand all these things. So it's relevant to break that spell. That's why I know all these things. That's why I know about scrubbers. That's why I know about how CO2 is actually will stimulate plant growth, etc. And just the general oversight over how weather works on the short run, on the long run, geoengineering, how that changes things, what it actually is, what it does. It's all relevant, all specifically surrounding the whole climate change narrative and the hysteria that's come out of it through programming. So you need to know all these things to be able to get enough grasp on how it all works to not let the climate change propaganda touch you anymore, because that's what it's designed to do. It's trying to touch you in your fear, to make you afraid. It's being alarmist about delusional shit. Yeah, I did answer your question, Toripuru. I did answer your question about how scrubbers work. I literally explained it. What are you talking about? Are you paying attention? I told you how scrubbers work. Let me say it again. It's basically water spraying through smoke. Water spraying through smoke. The water catches the particles out of the smoke, which are like solid particles basically. It catches it out of it. It's the smoke that's gonna have the toxic substances in it. By doing this, all of the toxic substances are caught by the water, and just the off-gassing, which is gonna be water vapor and CO2, is gonna fly off, while the water catches all the toxic substances. That's how it works. Why CO2 not go in water? Because it's a gas. It doesn't... Yeah. Like, why would CO2 be caught by spraying water at it? I mean, what? Yeah, CO2 is not a solid particle. It's not smoke. It's a gas. Right? Smoke are solid particles, microparticles, riding hot air. That's what they are. They're solid things riding the heat. They can be caught by water, liquid water, spraying, touching it. It'll absorb into the water, go with the water. Gases don't do that. Methane? Scrubbers get all that. What? Yeah, but there's no methane release in burning things, Toripuru. That makes no sense. Methane is burned. Hydrogen sulfide. I don't know. I don't know how hydrogen sulfide gets scrubbed. I don't know every frickin' detail, Toripuroku. I'm not a scrubber engineer. I don't design those systems. I don't know every freaking detail spec about it. Just know the rough process, and I know it's been developed very far to be very clean, to the point where systems that use that modern scrubber application, they're measurably cleaner in their environment. It's really all about the practical results. I don't know every detail on exactly all the chemicals involved. I just know the rough processes. But I talk like I do. Yeah, but that's just because I'm actually capable of explaining very well the things that I do know. It doesn't mean that I know everything. I don't actually know everything. It's just the things that I do know, I'm able to explain it. You know who told me? Dude, tons of people. I mean, I'm quite confident that I have like seen like engineers that actually build scrubber systems talk about it. I don't know who they are. It's like somebody I've seen like 15 years ago or something. Do I remember that? No. I just remember that I've seen a lot of information that really solidifies this enough. Right? But I mean, even if you're like worried about these chemicals, just realize that all of the supposed green alternative energy things, like solar panels, are not actual. I'm not tolerant to people that hold on to that crap, yeah? It's wrong. It needs to be abolished. I think climate change alarmism should literally be censored. That's what I think. I think it should be censored completely, with fines, if you try to program people with that crap. No, I don't. The internet. I do not have a good memory for like... I don't have a good file system with names of everybody. I mean, sometimes I remember names, but a lot of times I don't. Yeah? If that's not good enough for you, well, too fucking bad then, yeah? Right? If you really want to know, you go and research it then. Not sound solid. Yeah, well, that's not my fucking problem then, Toripuru. Yeah? I don't give a fuck if it's not good enough for you. Yeah? Everything that I've said is solid. It is solid. You go find people that are right on top of this, that do much more detailed research. They will confirm everything that I just told you. Yeah? If you're not gonna do that, or if that's not good enough for you, well then go fuck yourself. Yeah? I'm not here to please you. And to like do it the way that you think it's sufficient. I'm here to communicate facts. And I'm not gonna fucking source those facts. You got it? Why you get angry? Yeah, because you're being an ass. Yeah? Vague memories, not good memories. What if you are wrong? Well, I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'm not wrong. I trust my knowledge. You don't have to trust it. I trust it. It's not wrong. I am not wrong. Everything that I've said here is consistent. Yeah, don't try to frickin' gaslight me about the functionality of my damn memory, okay? You say what you found. Yeah, well, the only thing you said, anything that doesn't relate to, oh, are you sure not good memory? Yeah, hydrogen sulfide. Does that get scrubbed? That's the only thing that you've said that shows that you looked into anything. That's the only word. The rest, it's all just about, oh, my memory. Yeah, why do you think I'm getting angry, yeah? Because it's starting to sound like cognitive dissonance. It's starting to sound like you are invested in climate change propaganda. Personally. That you're looking for an excuse to hand-wave dismiss everything that I've just said. By demoting it, by downgrading it, by scrutinizing my sources, which I'm not gonna give that to you. Because I don't remember where I got this. I just know that this is how it works. You know about this thing. Oh, sure you do. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, guys. I'm having cognitive dissonance. Yes, Toripuro, sure. I'm having cognitive dissonance. Oh, okay. Yeah. I say I know, remember. Yeah, because I never knew their names. I don't catalog that stuff. I'm just here to break the Marxist climate change spells. Telling you how it actually works. The grand scheme of things, the bigger lines, yeah, the over patterns. That's what I do. Don't tell me about fucking cognitive dissonance or my lack of sources. Yeah, if you don't like it, well then fuck off then and go watch some frickin' expert that did all the research and gonna give you all the meticulous presentations with all the keywords, and to go do that then. Yeah, that's not what I'm about. I'm just sharing the story. Yeah, the rough story. That's what I do. Don't fucking tell me that I'm cognitive dissonant. Yeah. If you do not change the way that you're talking to me within this show, I will ban you, Toripur. This is unacceptable. You're not gonna do this. Yeah, if you want to be a climate change numpty, you go fucking be a climate change numpty somewhere else then. Okay. Well, it's nice knowing you. Bye! Good luck. Good luck out there, dipshit. It does not sound very Japanese, after all. I think Cleary was probably right about you. Like, what Japanese would give a shit about all this? It's ridiculous. So, go fuck yourself. Yeah? everything that I've said, it all stands, yeah, and I don't have to know the fine details and intricacies with absolutely everything. It's bullshit. I'm just here to counter climate change propaganda. That is my personal mission. Yeah, I don't have to know every frickin' detail about how scrubbers work. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I'm not gonna be gaslit by frickin' chat participants, yeah? You should know better than that. You've been sitting in on my show for weeks, yeah? You know you shouldn't do that, you dumb fuck. Because that's how you get banned. I literally warned you and you kept doing it. And now it's over. Now you're fucked off. Yeah? You can come up with another fucking character and work your way in my chat. Gradually make me like you so that you can turn against me and start doing this shit again. You fucking asshole. Yeah? Climate change is a lie. It needs to be stopped. I worry about actual toxins, actual poison in the food and in the water and in the soil. That's what you should be worrying about, not about CO2. And definitely not about whatever we do with industry or with our lives changing the way the weather works on the long run. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit and it needs to stop. And hysteria and the panic surrounding that needs to end. It's just planted there for fake environmentalists to abuse the public into going along with things that are not in their best interest, nor in the best interest of nature. might check out worldwide debates for a bit. Let's do that. Let's see, there's tons of people in there. Alright, let's check that out.
Thermal
It's a
motion
dynamic.
is considered a force.
It's a dynamic. I'm not trying to be. I'm helping you out here. It's a dynamic, right? Because it goes from solid, liquid to gas.
I mean, you want to think about it, maybe it's not truly considered a force, but it translates to a force, right? The pressure from the thermal motion acts like a force. Maybe not in your math, maybe not in your brain, but yeah.
You mean it acts like pressure?
The dynamic because of the temperature changes, and that's what makes it a solid, liquid, gas, right? That's what freezes.
Hold on,
that's
y'all.
what makes
I'm sorry. I came off mute because I'm trying to make a big ass point.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to go.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I am in the middle of
something. I did.
Yeah, it's fine, dude.
Hello.
So, in a vacuum, like let's say, like you got the early stages of the universe, you need a star to form. All right, you need the gas molecule to act like the center of mass. Right? This is how your gradient forms. This is how you get your genes instability. Look it up. GEANS, instability. Right? The gas molecules, they coalesce, they collapse, they reach a critical mass where the gas coalesces into a liquid. Right? And the liquid is where the gradient truly becomes physical. Right? Before that, all that thermal motion, you just have pressure. It's not a gradient truly yet. You just have a dynamic system. Once the gas molecules start to stabilize and you get that center of mass gas, which is absolutely never demonstrated and I think is actually impossible, that's when you get the formation of a star. So, and the only way you guys ever demonstrated your star in a jar is using containment, and there's a couple other things I forgot, but yeah.
A lot of points. My response to the first bit
That was
is
pretty deep.
I'm not really going on the gas molecules or being able to observe it or knowing about chambers. I'm just going on barometers and trusting people that have measured less and less and less air the higher they go and no barrier.
Barometers contain a tiny bit of water vapor. It's measuring the difference in water pressure. To say that a barometer, like you bring it up to like where the ISS is, and it's measuring the difference in air pressure, I don't know. It could be just measuring the difference in water pressure.
You don't trust barometers? Okay, let me think about that.
No, they don't even bring barometers on satellite.
No, we're going up a mountain, then we're going on a balloon, then we're going in a plane, and we're trusting the guys that put your masks on because it's hard to breathe when you go high. All of that. We're trusting reality.
Yeah, I'm out of there again. They're just doing their thing. Just needed to get my mind off that situation, so yeah. Unban Toripuro, but I mean, I do find it just completely unacceptable the way that he's behaving there. I just needed to cut off the conversation because this is not gonna go anywhere. And I do still think it's highly suspicious. We'll see if he'll be back. He might just basically had enough of it. And that happens. That does happen also naturally. Like suddenly, it's not like the first time I even brought this up, but suddenly now, like he's just not buying it. He's just not accepting what I'm saying. It feels like he needs to point out how I'm not an expert, how I don't know all the details. I don't have it all at the ready. Even though earlier he said, like, oh, you do have a lot of this knowledge at the ready. Yeah, but not all of it. I mean, I could theoretically dive into it again. Learn more details. Refresh it all. I just don't really see why I should do that when I know my direction. I know that climate change, man-made climate change agenda is a scam. I know enough. I know enough why. Enough for me to carry on. Oh yeah, yesterday, Classical Learner Bear, or just Classical Learner, who I know from Owen Benjamin, was on Alex Jones. It was crushing it. It was great. So yeah, he made it all the way to InfoWars. That was pretty cool to see him on there. Ah, looks like the trolls have all fucked off. Good. They're done depositing their bullshit downvotes. didn't know this. Like, apparently, Telegram founder Pavel Durov is getting charged by Russia's Federal Security Service of aiding terrorism through this Telegram platform, or the follow-up of that called Max. Apparently, I didn't even know that. It's weird. Not good. Oh, yeah. Trump seems to be continuing the neocon agenda, saying that Iran is developing missiles to hit the US, even though intel reports to contradict that. I don't know why he's doing that. Right. Stream seems to be stable at least. I'm kind of out of it, this whole thing with Toripuro. I mean, that really put a dampener in my flow. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good item overall. What the fuck? Dude. Okay, Toripuro is in a weird kind of a mood. I don't know where this is coming from. Right, anyway, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break and then I'll be right back and we'll see where this goes. Apparently Hillary Clinton is currently testifying before Congress about Epstein. Wonder what that's gonna be all about. Right, anyway. I'm probably gonna round out the show and start again. I don't really feel the flow anymore. Tomorrow's show I'm gonna be late. Not entirely sure how late, but it's a good likelihood I'm gonna start like the show at 3 p.m. Amsterdam time, not 2. So I do have an appointment again. I don't know what that's gonna be like. Dude, why are you talking to me like that, Toripuro? Like, what is up with your attitude today, man? This is not normal. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it off onto an off day for you. But I mean, this better not be freaking permanent change because you're very unpleasant. And I mean, you might be experiencing me as unpleasant. Yeah, sure, maybe. Felt fine though. But yeah, I don't need you telling me what to do, really. I really don't. Yeah, I don't need your coaching. Thank you very much. Right, and for me, when I address what I did to do today, like with you in the chat, it's because of your behavior. It's not... I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life, but I will tell you what to do in my chat, though. And that's just the way it is, because it's disruptive. And it literally disrupt my flow. It does. And you did that today. Like, I was digging into this subject. It was good, it was consistent, and then you just start to say like, oh, what's your source? I mean, that's like, what the fuck? You know I don't work like that. It's very rare that I'll just remember an exact source. Like, what the hell would that mean anyway? Like, oh, because I can tell you where I heard it from, that makes it legit. No, it's what I describe is just what I figured out about it. That should be reflecting what you'll find out there. Not your teacher, your boss, or your parent. Oh, does your boss, your teacher, or your parent tell you to go fuck yourself when you misbehave? I don't think so. Why do I talk to you like that? I already explained that to you, because you're being disruptive. You're breaking my flow. You're not thinking along. Yeah, I mean, if there was something that you think I might be wrong about, like about scrubbers and exactly how they work, you could have just shared with me, like, your detailed findings about them, since you seem to know more about it. But no, you chose to use it to shame me for not knowing the details. That's being disruptive, literally. That is what that is. Yeah? Talk like you think I'm better than you. Like, wow, okay. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. It all depends on what you really know. I'm just very certain about my case about this man-made climate change. Like, I'm very thoroughly certain. And yeah, that doesn't mean that I then have to present an entire book works when somebody's being skeptical towards me about it. Yeah, I'm not playing into that. Like, I don't do that with ballers. I have done that a little bit. But it's just an endless busying therapy, and you're not gonna convince them in the end anyway. And so if somebody's like a real fan of this climate change nonsense, I won't be able to convince them because they want to hold on to it. Like, you're just being very strange to me, Terapuru. You're being very strange today. I mean, maybe today is like a day where you just have feeling issues or something. And I mean, yeah, that can happen. But I mean, it will go wrong. Interactions with me then. Because today you just like seem to feel like you're a teenager all of a sudden or something. You just have those types of issues. You some kind of like, oh, I'm not your dad. Like, I never pretended to be your dad, dude. You're acting weird. Alright, and again, it started with the scrubbers. If you think I'm wrong about it, you can explain to me how I'm wrong then. What did I overlook about the functioning of scrubbers that's so relevant? You could just tell me. But you seem to, like, no, you don't even care. You're just focused now on how you disapprove of my apparent attitude towards you, which you are comparing to, I don't know, parental interaction, which that's never what this was. So, yeah. it's just weird that you're saying that. Not talk to you like your dad. Like I am your dad. Like, if I was your dad, I wouldn't be talking to you like that. It's very weird that you think that that's the way a dad talks to their child. That's very strange. Because that's definitely not what I was doing. I don't understand. Yeah, no, I think you're projecting. I think that you don't. You're having a bad day. I'm not having that bad a day. I mean, it's a little ruined now, just slightly because of this. But my day was not ruined until this started happening. Keep telling you what to do. No. I mean, I'm trying to correct your behavior, maybe unsuccessfully. It seems to be unsuccessful. Yeah, but that doesn't make me your dad. It's just I find your behavior disruptive in the chat, and I'm a bit puzzled about it, and I'm trying to correct you so that we can move on. But you won't snap out of it. You seem very focused on it. Not act like that again. Yeah. I talk to people in real world. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I mean, don't talk to me with that attitude again. Like, oh, you don't know anything. Oh, you like, don't be one of those. Yeah, again, I already told you, if you see something wrong about what I say, well, then just correct me then. Provide the information that corrects the thing that I got wrong. And don't just start analyzing how I'm supposedly incompetent with the subject, because that's what you did. It's a direct attack on my character. Don't do that. It's very simple. Yeah, I'm not impervious. I can make mistakes. But in the overall case, in the overall subject of man-made climate change and weather modification, well, I feel I'm very informed, and that does not mean, oh, I can just cite you every source that I've ever learned anything from. No, I can't. You're gonna have to deal with that. That's not part of what I do. I'm just here to lay down what I know is explicable with easy oversight. That's what I do. If you want to confirm the details, if you're super skeptical about it, you're going to have to find it yourself then. Because, yeah, the sources change. Like, something that I learned very meticulously 20 years ago doesn't necessarily have to still be there. Like, let's say I learned something from like a really good YouTube video 10 years ago. There's absolutely no guarantee that that's even still there, or that I still have the link to it. You think I catalog everything that I ever come across? I don't. Dude, stop it, Taripuro. Stop it. You're being really fucking obsessive now. This is getting... just stop. Stop doing this. Just let it go, dude. Yeah. You're not correcting me, telling me, don't talk to me like a teacher or a parent. That's not correcting me. Yeah, because I didn't make a mistake. You're requesting something. It's not... You're not correcting a mistake. You're not correcting something that I said wrong, that I had incorrectly. So, it's incorrect. Yeah, I was very specific. What the problem was with the attitude, my problem with your behavior in my chat. I was very specific about it, and then I gave you an alternative way on how to deal with it that wouldn't have caused the problem. Yeah? I'm not trying to teach you how to go about in life better, necessarily. I'm just telling you what would work in my chat, interacting with me. What would not have disrupted the subject. That is all. Yeah, how you want to act in life, that's your own damn business. You want to act like this to people, you go do that and you see what happens. Okay? Good. No, why are you doing this again? Why are you doing this again, Teripuro? What the hell is wrong with your fucking attitude today? Why are you saying that? Only agree, no questions. Why, like, no, you're giving me attitude again. That's not what I said at all. Told you if I was technically incorrect about something, then just correct me with the correct data. And don't just start telling me I'm incompetent for not getting something right, or like that's not the right way to deal with that. Yeah, that doesn't mean only agree, no questions. That, like, why would you do that? Why would you say this? Like, it just feels like you're not in control of yourself. You're just triggered and you just can't stop. Need to stop. This is not good for anybody, especially you. Yeah, you're just having one of those days, I guess. It's the first time I'm noticing that. Ah, nice. /Arno van Kessel, lawyer who's going against Rutte, just been released from prison. Which he should not have been in there in the first instance. That's good. Glad to hear he's out. What the fuck are you saying? What number? There's only one number you shared with me. Scrolling back. That was CO2 not good for humans. 1,000 part per million start giving problems. I agreed with you. I'm not sure whether that's exactly correct, but I mean, that's the only number you actually shared in the chat. And I didn't say it was wrong. So what the hell are you blabbering about? What's gotten into you, dude? Volcano. About the tons of volcano? Oh, right. Where's that, though? Maybe that's too far back in the chat. Yeah, it's too far back. Oh wait, no. Oh, you didn't. Yeah, you spelled it out. You didn't write numbers, right? It is still on screen. Okay, no. It's humans billions of tons. Yeah. No, I'm fairly certain that that is incorrect. Like every reference I've ever heard about it says it's the other way. It's the other way around. Right, I mean, if you're just gonna be like, oh, this is the right thing, well, then I'd like to see a source for that, and then I guess just to make you stop, I will go out and search other sources that will tell you that that's wrong. If you really need that, so for some damn reason. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you what I heard, because it's like everything. every time it came up. Volcanoes provide more. Okay, let's see some sources on that. Goody. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess I can't argue with all that then. Where's my citation? Yeah, I don't have any. Right, so yeah, maybe I was wrong about that. Are we good now? I'm admitting it. Yeah, maybe I was wrong about the amount of CO2 out of volcanoes versus human activity. Maybe I was wrong about that. Still won't matter shit though, because it's still not going to actually influence the weather patterns. Right, which is actually the core of the entire argument. Are we good now? Are you now capable of dropping it? Yeah, I admit it. Yeah, I got hearsay. I thought it was like that. Well, apparently all these studies. I don't know who the fuck those people are. Like, how the hell did they even measure that? Being open is still... Dude, don't do that. Could be wrong about other things then. Dude, what the fuck is your fucking problem, dude? Why are you tearing me down? Why are you doing this? Why are you here just tearing me down like this? Me down like this. Tearing me down. Why are you tearing? Like, was I wrong about the other things that I said? So yeah, I'm a bit just letting that. But you think you're saving everybody? You're not. There's no evidence that CO2 emission of any kind has any frickin' influence on the weather patterns. It doesn't. Even with the volcano eruption, it's not the CO2 that does shit. It doesn't do anything. Smoke, however, that comes out of it, yeah, it can, on the short run, change a lot of things because it literally blots out the sun. That can have a actual direct effect on the weather. It's not the CO2 that does it, though. Yeah? So what the fuck is your point here? Well, like, what are you trying to achieve? So actual direct effect. Fucking what? So what? I have citation. What difference does it make for the case? I am like one step away of truly permanently banning you. You're just being really I am like one step away of truly permanently banning you. You're just being really banning you. You're just being really I am like one step away of truly permanently banning you. You're just being really fucking tedious here. Yeah? If I was wrong about this factoid, oh, does that mean I'm not trustworthy now? Because you seem because you seem to be acting like it. You seem to. What are you doing? anything. Smoke? Because to say I know what I can prove. That so yeah, I'm a bit. I thought it was like that.